hundreds of amazing things we take for granted seeing each day. Sunlight, flowers, birds, cars, stars, faces of our friends and family, places we can easily walk or drive to, matching our clothes, watching our favorite TV shows. Imagine if all those things were gone, instantly and permanently gone. In a moment, our lives would change forever. Things would no longer be so easy. Freedom would be a luxury, not a right. Every single thing we needed or wanted to accomplish would be at the mercy of others. Now imagine there was a man that could, with one touch, take it all away. Wouldn't you do whatever it takes to find him and beg him to give him your sight? How many times do we complain about our circumstances? Why me? Why did this happen? Why does God allow bad things to happen? It's a hard concept to swallow from a loving God. Why does a God that loves us sometimes allow horrible things in this world to go on? Oftentimes, I think the reason he allows it is because it's the only time that he can really show up and prove that he is God and not man. He is the ultimate, and we really are in need of him. The Bible tells a story about a man who was born blind. From the time he was born, he sat on the street and begged because he couldn't see, and that's what blind people did in his day. In fact, blind people were considered second-class citizens, not even worthy to enter into the temple or to go normal places that other people would go. And usually people thought that if you were sick or you were blind or you had a disease, that it was because you did something wrong, because you sinned. And the Bible says that one day as Jesus was walking along on the road to Jerusalem, he saw this blind man sitting on the side of the road. And the blind man cried out to him and said, "Heal me." And Jesus bent down and picked up some mud into his hand and spread it over the eyes of the blind man. And instantly the blind man could see. And the Bible says that Jesus told him to go and not tell anyone that he'd been healed. And I've always thought that was curious. Why didn't Jesus want anybody to know? Well, it's because when the blind man goes back to the city and after years and years of blindness, and he tells his friends and his family because he's just ecstatic that he can see, the Pharisees begin to accuse him. Who did this to you? Who healed you? Show us where he is. And the Pharisees didn't care that the man could now see and he'd never seen before. The Pharisees only wanted to kill Jesus. So the Pharisees went to his parents and said, do you know who healed your son? And the man's parents were so afraid of what the Pharisees would do to them, because the Pharisees had proven themselves that anyone who was following Jesus, anyone who was believing in him, would be kicked out of the temple courts, which was such a disgrace. And so his parents said, "He's a grown man. Let him tell you who healed him." I just think it's an amazing story. And it's amazing to me that this blind man didn't care what happened to him. All he cared about is that he could see. On the road to Jerusalem, this man had a divine encounter with the living God. And he could see.